it's no surprise.
Bella, this team finished so strong. This is really a strong message to the rest of the world.
Sure is a strong message, especially now in front of the Summer Olympic Games, which is coming up in 11 months. That's a strong message, and I hope, we established ourselves in the front of the international ranking as at least, as a powerful all-arounders and a very, very reputable team.
Kim's been with you since she was 6. When did you know she was going to be a star?
She started to win about 3 years ago, and ever since she never gave up winning all around. And she has several victories over the same people who've been competing tonight. The former world champion, Boginskaya, over Bontas, Milosevic, and all the other girls. So I was pretty confident she's going to repeat her performances from the previous days.
Well, congratulations to both of you. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Gary.
Well, Kim says she draws a lot of strength from Bella. She gave him a birthday present with the all-around gold, his 49th that he celebrated this week. So the United States continues to celebrate. And we're going to be back with the men's high bar competition when we come back. The men's high bar, and Bart Connor should know something about this piece of apparatus. Let's join him now as he tells us what we should look for.
When you watch a world-class gymnast perform on the high bar like American Cup champion Trent Demas, most people focus on what happens at the top of the swing. Okay, but as Trent knows, the critical moment is not the top of the swing, but the bottom. Let me show you what we mean.
Now, to a gymnast to perform a correct bottom of the swing, it's a little bit like pumping a swing on a swing set. There's a tap, a body beat, and a whipping action through the bottom. Notice the tight arch and the flexion of the bar. In order to do the Kovacs, a double backflip over the bar, this tap is applied, and then it catapults Trent Demas over the top of the bar. In contrast, on the dismount, the tap has to happen just a little earlier so as to slingshot Trent forward so he can complete a triple backflip.
So when you're watching today's competition, keep in mind that many of the gymnasts will perform 2 or 3 different release moves and a dismount. All of those have a different bottom. The tap swing has to happen at a different point around the 360-degree circle. Let's watch for that today.
Okay, as Yukio Iketani of Japan is on the high bar. Silvio Kroll earlier when he was 9.637 with his score.
Let's see if we can point out that tap swing on some of these exercises. There's a big tap for a huge...
Oh, no!
Oh. Wow.
Exciting high bar, but also the very dangerous high bar is evidenced here.
Let's see if we can see what happened. He's going to do a move called the Gaylord, invented by Mitch Gaylord. He's supposed to go over the bar instead of landing short. Oh.
Gee.
Oh. Oh, that's one of the most brutal hits on the brutal hits I've ever seen.
Oh. Oh, he's up though. He is up. Boy, is that good to see.
What a relief.
Oh, I thought he hit his face first, but it was his neck, wasn't it?
He was hoping to go over the bar rather than short of the bar. And as we mentioned, the tap is so critical. He tapped so early that it tossed him on the backside of the bar rather than over.
He's certainly going to not continue, I would think, as Iketani, obviously, probably all a little shocked right now as we are sitting up here.
We're glad he's okay.
Oh.
Wow.
One of the young standouts of the '89 World Championships. He finished tied for 4th in the all-around. He was in the '88 Olympic Games.
Who knows what the judges will do with that. The head judge down there is Eberhard Ginger, the inventor of the Ginger move on the high bar.
The high bar is so exciting, but you know, they're getting so complicated with routines and what they're trying to do.
Well, and in the finals, the judges demand, there's Ginger, Eberhard Ginger, the judges demand that the gymnast perform a high level of difficulty. And It's the only way you can get the big score in the finals. And obviously, Iketani going for the big moves.
So Iketani shaking it off, as we are as well, and we're so glad to see him up. We're going to be back with more of the high bar. This is Vitaly Sherbo, who's ready to go next.
Mary Lou. What a gymnast! Gymnastics' greatest stars in their greatest moments. Kathy Rigby, Kurt Thomas, Mark Connell.
Maybe a gold medal!
Now 3 decades of gymnastics history can be yours on home video. To order, call 1-800-4ABC-VCR. Only $24.98 plus $3 shipping.
Grigory Mizutin, and he has crashed. The Soviet, who followed his fellow countryman Sherbo.
Wow, I can't believe this. All the time, the high bar is the most exciting of the men's events, but they're flying all over the place today.
Sherbo, who was performing while we were away, posted a 9.775, and now Mizutin, who's the world champion in the all-around. Surprise all-around champion after being an alternate 2 years ago.
All these guys in the finals are a little shaken up. That crash to Iketani was brutal, and I think everybody's just a little afraid. Even Sherbo, who performed just a few minutes ago, his routine was not the same type of performance level and confidence that he usually performs. Even Mizutin is flustered. He is not topping off the moves that he normally does. There's a triple.
The crowd is even subdued right now. It has taken some spark out of these goings-on, and you can understand why, but Iketani up and moving around, watched him while we were away. So we're going to go down now to Julie Moran, and she's with Shannon Miller and her coach.
Thanks, Gary. Well, all 4 women's event finals are over, and Shannon Miller, you were the first woman to ever qualify in all 4 events. Did you expect that?
Well, I'm not sure I expected it fully, but I was training really hard to make finals and all that I could.
And not only did you qualify, but you won the silver medal in the bars. That must have been exciting.
Yeah, well, it was really exciting. I did the best bar routine I've ever done, and I had just gotten it changed a few weeks ago, so I felt really good about it.
Steve, you've described Shannon as graceful, beautiful, but brave. I am impressed. Finals are over, and Shannon Miller, you were the first woman to ever qualify in all 4 events. Did you expect that?
Well, I'm not sure I expected it fully, but I was training really hard to make finals and all that I could.
And not only did you qualify, but you won the silver medal in the bars. That must have been exciting.
Yeah, well, it was really exciting. I did the best bar routine I've ever done, and I had just gotten it changed a few weeks ago, so I felt really good about it.
Steve, you've described Shannon as graceful, beautiful, but brave. I am impressed at the level of difficulty in every single one of her routines.
Yeah, she sure matches up with the whole world here, you know, coming from the Romanians and the Soviet Union. But we're real excited about being able to go through 5 days of strong competition and not missing one routine. So we're real excited about that.
You have an interesting story about how you two met in the Soviet Union. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, actually, Shannon came from a small club nearby in Oklahoma City, and there was some kind of a trip that was going on in the Soviet Union, and their club happened to be going the same time I was going for a professional tour, and we just happened to see each other in the gym, and I saw this little girl training hard, and I said, boy, that one looks like a good one for me.
Well, congratulations to both of you, and thanks so much for joining us. Back to you, Gary.
Okay, Julie, thank you very much. Li Sheng-Yang is getting ready, but we're going to Mizutin, a replay from the very beginning of his routine.
What's interesting about this is he does the same move that we saw Iketani crash on. Here it is. It's the Gaylord 1, and he made it beautifully. See, he went over the bar. His tap, obviously, was right where he wanted it. But right here, he pitched it out just a little too far. He rushed the bottom of the swing.
Well, Sherbo still has the lead, Kroll and Mizutin, but now the guy who's the '89 world champion, Li Cheng-Yang of China. He's up.
Cheng-Yang is very exciting on the high bar. He has some of those daring release moves. We'll see if he can hold it together. Everyone, as I mentioned, has seemed to be a little flustered here since that crash of Iketani. again, here comes the same move that we saw Ikitani crash on. There it is. Nicely done. That move, of course, is the Gaylord. And by Mitch Gaylord. Oh, this exercise is great. Dismount. Oh, yeah.
Is that for the lead?
That landing. I believe he'll take the lead with that.
Scherbo has the best thus far, 9.775. The high bar continuing here from the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis when we come back. The speed now with a 9.787. Scherbo behind him, Kroll in third. And of course, we're awaiting Scott Keswick of the United States. Scott, been one of the major surprises in these World Championships. And here he is, a 21-year-old from Las Vegas.
Although, well, the U.S. men have done so well all week long, they have not earned a medal. This is the last opportunity. Scott has a huge move in his routine called the Kovacs, a double backflip over the bar, and a triple. He stuck it the other day and scored a 9.8. If he gets a 9.8 today, that'll move him into the first place.
He'll be a senior at UCLA this year. He was telling us the other day that in the earlier competition, he was so strong. He was trying to control some of his emotions.
He really tends to overpower things. He's so intense.
The door has certainly been open for him to possibly win a medal with those other falls in this event.
Zoltan Sopola of Hungary, who performed while we were away, had a 9.712, which is in third now. So he moved ahead of Silvio Kroll. So Keswick, as you mentioned, with a golden opportunity.
We mentioned at the top of this segment that the tap on the high bar is critical. Now Scott, although he does this Kovacs quite well, he had some trouble in the warm-up session, and his tap doesn't look to be right. Let's see if he can make it here. Here it comes. Watch the bottom of the swing. There it is. Oh, perfect! This young man is so aggressive. All he has left is the triple back. He has stuck it in 2 previous sessions of this competition. He needs a good landing here. Oh!
Could that be the first medal for the United States in the World Championships?
Sure looks like it. Although the scores are very close in there. 9.787, 9.775. Oh, he wanted that landing.
He did.
Scott tied for 10th in the
He did.
competition earlier in the week. He enjoys moderate snow skiing.
Here's the Kovacs, the double over the bar. Boy, he caught it exactly where he wanted it. It's a good opportunity to see the release position. And he caught it beautifully. Perfect swing out of it. He is so good at flipping this triple. He pulls it around real easily. He opens up just a hair early, and look at him fight that landing.
Oh, did he ever. Every muscle in his body trying to fight it off.
There's an intense young man. Boy, he has a big future ahead of him.
This is Sopola of Hungary, we told you earlier, currently in third after 9.712. This is on tape.
Yeah, this is a great exercise. Here's a good combination of release moves right here. Now the next release move he's going to do comes from a one-arm giant swing. And it really is one of the biggest release moves I've seen. It's the Ginger. But watch how high this thing is. He's got to be 6 feet above that bar, which is already 8.5 feet in the air.
As we're watching this, the score has now come out, and Keswick is in third. But he still has another competitor coming up, Rolf Buchner of Germany, who's going on the high bar now, and here he is. So this is between Keswick and gold.
Here comes another Kovacs.
A medal.
Wow, everybody's using the Kovacs technique. Buchner really charges through this routine. Could come down to this landing, whether Scott Keswick will earn a medal for the United States.
Oh, wow.
The landing was great, but the judges really should take slight deductions because throughout the routine, his feet are almost flat. They're not completely pointed. Of course, those are minor details, but they do add up.
Buchner of Germany, member of the East German team that won the silver medal at the '88 Olympic Games in Seoul. He was the East German all-around champion in '87 and '88, and Keswick waiting now to see if the United States men will get one medal in the World Championships.
Let's take a look at this. This is the reverse X to the ging.